back to Pen Cat Creations, everybody. Laura Ann here. Today we are going to tackle another project for our Inspiration Almanac journal, which is obviously our book of all of our different ideas, so that we've got something we can flip through when we're having a hard time and, you know, trying to think of something different to put in. So today I thought we would do like a little, it's like a little notebook basically. It's got a hidden pocket, and you can use this as a removable item, or we can stick it down in the journal. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing that you're going to need is a piece of cardstock. Mine is measured to fit into my Inspiration Almanac book, so it would all depend on the size of your journal, but to give you the size of mine, it is 10.5 inches by 8.5, which is 25.5 centimeters by 21.5 centimeters, and then there's gonna also be a lip of 1.5 inches or 4 centimeters. We're gonna turn that flip over. So I think do the measurements, according to your book. After it's turned over, we're looking at 7 centimeters basically. That's going to be the length of it once we're done. Obviously the width will stay the same regardless of the fold that we're going to do. Okay, so once you've cut out your piece of card, you're going to line it up with the short side and score at 1.5. If you don't have a scoreboard, it's completely fine. You can just fold it manually by hand. Okay. So you can see my cardboard is double-sided. I don't like this, so I am going to put that on the inside so you won't see that. Okay, so once you've done that, so that you have your piece of card set up with the long, the long side at the top, we're going to fold it in half. Okay, I just want to get my bone folder and make sure that's nicely creased. Okay, and then that is pretty much going to create our pockets on the inside. Alright, so now I just want to, okay, so now what you want to do is you want to take some glue, and you can actually use any glue for this. I'm actually going to use a glue stick, a ginormous gigantosaur. I'm going to use my very large glue stick, if I can get the lid off. Okay. Alright, so I just want to glue the section up to the score line. So at the top here, just up to the score line. And the reason why I like to do this whenever there's a fold, especially with cardstock. With paper it's not so bad, but with cardstock, just so that when I make that fold, the cardboard doesn't shift, and then it all goes out of alignment, when you make the fold over. Okay, so I just want that to dry for a few seconds because this glue stick is not quick drying. Okay, so once we've got that, we'll fold that over in a second. You're going to need to take some coffee dyed paper, tea dyed paper. I've got a couple of different sheets in here. I've got some lined paper, and then I've just got some plain paper. So depending on what you want to do, I've got 6 sheets. Again, depending on how much bulk you want to create in your journal. Maybe you don't want that much bulk, so then you'll just put a few pages. And then my papers are cut at 4.5 by 6.5, which is 11.5 by 16 centimeters. Okay, then these are now going to sit here, and then this lip is going to be folded over like that. Okay, now you can see I have kept just maybe 1/8 of an inch. You can do 1/4 of an inch on either side. That's how I got the measurement. So obviously if your measurement for your cardstock is you know, if your journal is a different size and you make yours a different size, then your papers will also be a different size. But just make sure that you do have, because you want to leave that little bit of a border of the cardstock behind it. Okay, and we're gonna want that like so. Now there's two different ways you can do this. You can permanently stick these papers in here by either gluing the top part, you know, just along the top part of each page to make like a little stack of paper, and then you can put some glue here and glue that flat. Alternatively, you could also sew it on, which is what I think I'm going to do. Or if you want to remove this stack of paper, then what I would do is create a you know, make two little holes here with some eyelets, and do the same with your papers. You know, you could create two holes, put your eyelets in, so that the eyelets then is what's holding this pack of paper together. Slot that in there, and then, you know, combine the two with a ribbon, like tie them with a ribbon, so that if you want to remove this, you can. Actually, maybe we should do that. Let's do that version. Okay. Right, so I just want to ink this quickly. Okay, and then before we carry on, I'm also just going to glue just along the bottom here, because remember I want this to be a pocket. Just going to put a little bit of glue. Okay, right, then our pages. I am going to corner around, actually, let me just go back to this. I want to corner around this as well. Okay, so I'm going to actually corner around just the bottom edge of each of these pages. Okay, that's that done. And now I'm just going to ink each of these as well. For this, you could use the vintage photo or the ground espresso. The ground espresso just gives a little bit of a darker shade. Okay, so that is done. Okay, so now to secure this bundle together, we're going to create two holes at the top. I've got my crocodile. If you do not have a crocodile, I need to set this. Oh, let me, you know what, I should probably measure where I want the holes. Okay, so if that's going to go on like so, I want the ribbon to go about there. So yeah, I don't want the holes too far down. Maybe like so and so. I'm just eyeballing it. if you know by now, Laura Ann does not measure anything. Okay, and then we just need to put some eyelets in there. I'm just using these rose gold ones. Okay, stick those in. Okay, so that's all of that is now stuck together with the eyelets, which is great. So now this is removable, so you don't have to. Okay, so I think the best way to do this is to position your papers where you want them and then flip it over. Then lift up the back, and then you can take a pencil and draw on the flap where you want the holes, so it all lines up nicely. Okay. This is a nice, quick, easy project. Not much to it at all. Okay. Okay, so now to thread the ribbon. Let's find some ribbon. Okay. Got some nice burgundy ribbon that matches everything else. Just gonna thread that through, and then the opposite side. Okay. And then we'll just tie that in a nice bow. I'm actually going to use this part here because it's less creased. Okay, and there we have it. Well, you can decorate a little bit more. I've got this cute picture here. Put this on here, and then maybe a butterfly. Oh, and then we just got to do the card that goes inside. I still don't have my 2-in-1 glue yet. Oh, I can't wait till it arrives. Let's stick that like that. Okay, and then we'll do the little card. So I've just also, this is just a scrap piece of paper. It's actually from the same kit. That's why I just took this. So we'll round those corners. Oh, this is 6.5 inches by 4.25 or 16 by 11 centimeters. I measured it so that it would fit into my pocket nice and smoothly. I don't want to be forcing and pushing cards in. Here we go. Fits in nicely. Okay. And then I'm just going to stick some coffee dyed paper on the back. Got a piece here. Got my giant glue stick. It's a little bit of a pain to work with such a big glue stick, but it's really good glue and I can't find it in a smaller version. Okay, that's that, so we'll just trim this. I probably should have only done the corners once the coffee dyed paper was stuck on the back, because now I've got to do it again. And then I have also made, where is it? Yeah, one of those like little pulley tab things like this. This is my template that I use. So I have got it drawn out here. Just need to fussy cut it out. Okay, just going to ink that. Okay, fold it over. Actually, I should have folded it first before I fussy cut it so that both sides were the same. Because now I've got some funny overlay stuff happening here. Okay, right, and we are just going to glue that. I'll use this glue. Okay, actually I want it down a little bit because remember we've got this flap. So I don't want it too high up. I want it to interfere. Right. And there we have it. Here we go. I also do have this pretty burgundy butterfly which I'm going to stick here. Nice, quick and easy. Let's stick that into the book. How about stick it? No, let's find a thing. I'm going to stick it here. So because we can remove the notes, I am going to stick this whole thing flat. The other alternative is that you could also just, pop this into a pocket. So that the entire thing is removable, if that's what you wanted to do. Okay, and there we have it. The ribbon I've used is not so great. Anyway, so we've got a little removable notebook. Alright, and that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment, give the video a thumbs up, and I will see you for the next video. Thank you so much for joining. Bye bye.